Okay, so I am going to model this diner here. In a previous video, I had modeled an office chair, and I guess I got interested in chairs, looking around at various images of chairs, and I came across something that looked like this, and it inspired me to think of a sort of an old retro style deli or diner. And so, and previously to that, although not on video, I had modeled the mustard and ketchup, and I was going to use them for something else. And then I thought, hey, they'd fit in perfect here. So I'm going to model this little scene. Now, I've said many times that I am a relative beginner, and so my lighting and my materials and stuff may not be perfect, but I've also said many times that I want to have fun. All right, and I hope that if you come along and you're watching this video and you want to do something like this, that you want to do that too. We're not striving for ultimate realism and perfect reflections and perfect materials and all that, because it's not going to happen, at least not with me. So this is what I'm going to do. All right, I'm going to model everything here. The only thing we're not going to model are the posters. We're just going to get the posters, but we'll put them on a black little background, and we'll UV map and that kind of thing. All right, so over in Blender, I will say that I have upgraded to 2.79 finally, awaiting the 2.8. All right, but I've got my screencast keys installed and the pie menu that I like to use so much, and I don't know if I'll find some other weird things that that are different. I've used it a little bit, in particular that denoiser. So, all right, I'm going to take the camera and the light, and I'm going to hit M and move them to another layer just to get them out of there, and I'm going to get rid of that. And let's just, I don't know, let's look from the front. Doesn't really matter actually right now where we look from. And let's get going. So I'm going to go Shift A, and I'm going to add a plane down here. And I don't know, I'll go S10 for the time being. And then I'm going to take edge selection. I'm going to take that edge and that edge, and I'm going to hit E to extrude, and I'm just going to start pulling them up, just I don't know, like that. Let's see what that would be like, because we'll be zoomed in like this for the room. Maybe we'll go up a little bit higher just to make sure. All right, so those will be my walls, but I do want to separate this floor out, so I'm going to hit P to make it a new object by selection. So it's a new object. And you know what? It might be helpful if I name some of these, although I don't know that it will be, but floor, and this is going to be walls. I'm sure I'll stop with that very soon. All right, we're also not going to need the grid floor on there. Oh yes, let's do that by default. Let's save this for me. House rooms, I guess, diner. I'll call this diner video. All right, we're on our way. All righty. So yeah, let's do some paneling. Let's select that face, Shift S, cursor to selected, bring the 3D cursor right to there. And you know what? I really think maybe I ought to just grab that plane right there, Shift D and P to make it a new object. So I got it right there. I'll do origin of geometry. I'm going to pull it out just a little bit, and I'm going to scale this. No, I'm not. I'm not going to do it that way. I'm going to grab the top. Grab the top and pull it down. Grab the side, pull it over. And I'm just not sure how exactly I want to build this. I'm going to array this to make those purple panels. Trying to decide if I just want to make one panel. Let's try that. Let's just see how this goes. If I go Control R to put an edge loop there, and Control B, stop that, and then Control B. Roll my mouse up once. Take that, pull it in a little bit, Let's see what it's like if I just array that thing there. Let's set origin and geometry, by the way. Let's zoom in as well. Okay, the wrench, add modifier. Come on up there. Array in the X. That way. Let's see what it looks like with -1 now. Let's just start adding. That's fine. So I may limit how much. So I'll have to put a camera in there after. Let's go ahead and add ambient occlusion. That may help us view things a little bit better. Here under shading. Okay. Let's imagine the cameras. Here, I might have to lengthen this floor. But I don't want to have to do that sidewall. I just want to give myself a bit more room. Well, you know what? I might have to do that sidewall. That's good enough. I may even want those higher. Of course, that paneling there might be a little bit big. Something like that. I'll deal with that later. Okay, let's just keep going then. Okay, good. And now I'll take it, Shift D. I'm going to rotate Z 90 minus. Set it back there. GY to pull it in like that. I'll put something in the corner there too. GY. Okay, now I'm going to not do that. Get out of there. I'm going to select my walls and select that edge, Shift S, cursor to selected, and I might have the same color, so I'll bring it right in there. I'm going to bring in a cube, and I'll scale it. Scale this in the Z. Let's go ahead and bring it down. I'll push it right into the floor, and grab that top poly there, and pull it up, just like that. Let me check something here. Okey-doke. Okay. I need to understand why this looks funny to me. Something is funny about it. All right, well, let's turn off the array for the moment and let's go have a look. It's the single panel, right? So if I go SX0, let's slide it out here. Something went funny here. Alrighty, well, that's fine. We can just fix it like this, I guess. Somehow it got twisted, didn't it? Better. Sorry about that. Ah, jeez. Well, I don't know what that was all about. Where are you? At the end? Good. Okay, well, let's turn that one off. Y0. I'm selecting the edge, scaling to 0 so that all the points are straight. All right, and put the array back on here, and we should have it looking a little bit better, shouldn't we? All right, well, that's a little bit better. Okay, let's make some kind of flooring, or I don't know what you call it, you know, that. Okay, Shift A, let's bring in a plane again. Bring it down here, rotate X90. Alrighty. Close to the ground, go in there, grab that top edge. We'll do this, and let's put an edge loop in here, and grab this face, and E to extrude it, and extrude it out a bit. And then I will grab that edge and Control B and bevel it, round it a little bit like that. And I think I'm gonna grab the back if I can. Let's isolate it, Shift H, so that everything else is hidden. And we have that. I think I want to make it thicker, and so I think I'm just going to select that edge and just go F to make a face, and then E to extrude. And I know it's all messed up back there, but it really won't matter. No one's going to see it anyhow. Just want it a bit thicker that way. Let's go Alt H and bring everything back, and let's have a look at what this would be like in place. See, it went right into there. And if I then took that edge and this edge and that little piece there and just pull it out, so as long as this is, let's make sure all the polys are the right way, as they should be. Come in and be like that, and I suppose I could even take that upper edge, maybe bevel this just a little bit. Let's do that kind of thing. Let's have another look at this. I think I might want to make this come down a bit. We can try smoothing it. 30 degrees. If I was to take this, Shift D, and set origin to geometry, move it up. Did I rotate this? Yeah. Okay. And rotate Y 180 degrees. Did I do it? Rotate Y 180. There, I did it. But this has to, I have to make sure that these go into the wall, or very close to it. Let's see if I grab this and this and this, I can get any closer to that wall. Okay. In which case, I think I'm going to delete that and take all of these. Shift D, rotate Z 90 minus. Get it right to about there. I may want to extend this. Let's isolate that, Shift H, and see what the deal is. that way. That's fine. Alt H. And then I'll extend this. It's taking a little while just to get things started up here. Swing that out there. It doesn't matter how far it goes because we won't get to see the end. The whole point is just extend it a bit so I don't have any problems. Okay. Good. That's going to work better, I think. It's got a bit more room and I can pull out a little bit. Perfect. Awesome. All right, so we got that stuff going on. The only other thing, I just want to have another look at this and see how things are connecting. If it's relatively, yeah, it looks pretty equal on both sides of that. So I think I'm okay with that. Cool. Let's just say panel 1. That's good enough. Panel 2. I think I'm going to join these. I might have regretted that, but I'm going to call that trim 1. I'll join these. I'll call that trim 2. Okay, cool. Alrighty. Okay, are there any other elements of, all right. Let's make a table. Just want to have, I do have another view of this. I guess that's the one we're looking at. So I'm going to make a rounded rectangle, probably starting with a plane. And I'm going to inset a little bit for the tabletop. I just want to see, there's 4 rounded parts, so it's 3 indentations. Okay, cool. So we'll select the floor and cursor selected. Shift A, and let's bring in a plane. And we'll just get the relative size. We're just having fun here. We're not trying to get it to any real specifics. Let's scale this into Y and make something that we feel looks like a table. All right, and we can always resize these things. All right, cool. So let's go E to extrude. I'm going to bring it up like that. Is that about a good thickness? I want it a little bit more because I'm going to be doing that stuff. Let's try, let's just grab the edges here and we'll round them. Out of my way. Oh yeah, another thing, I want to make sure I move all that stuff to another layer. Let's just go Control B though. Around these. Let's get out of here. Let's move all of, let's hide that. A to select everything, move everything to, I'll move it to that layer. Okay, so I got camera and light there. All right, Alt H. That's a little bit better. Okay, so let's go into edit mode now and go Control R. I'm going to put 3 edge loops there, and I'm just going to click to accept, and then Control B. I'm going to pull back, and how do I want to do this? I'm going to roll my mouse up once and click to accept, deselect. And I'm going to go zoom in, and I'm going to select Shift Alt and click those inner lines like that. And then I'm going to just hit S to scale and X, and I'm going to pull in, and S to scale, and then Y and pull in. I did them differently. We'll have to see how equal that looked. We can come back to that. Let's grab this top and this bottom, and I think we're all right. Control B. Let's pull back and bevel those 1, 2 edge or so. let's go ahead and put subdivision surface. 2 for the moment, and smooth. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then grab the top. Let's see if I can inset, or if I get a problem, I have to extrude. I to inset. Bring it in a little bit. And then I'll do E to extrude. And I'm just going to pull it down just a little bit. Hold shift. Pull it down. Yeah, okay. All right, so that could be the tabletop. I could color that different. And what I would like to do is I'm going to shift and click that just to get into perspective and see with the environment. Yeah, that's okay with me, I think. Okay, let's take this and bring it up a ways. It's about halfway up the wood paneling to get the height. All right, either way, I'm going to just isolate that anyhow. Shift S, cursor to selected, and I'm going to bring in a cylinder. I'm going to leave it at the default 32. I will put nothing in the ends, and let's scale shift Z and bring it down and get a sense for how wide it needs to be. That actually looks relatively good. Okay, so let's go with that, and then in edge selection, shift alt and click that edge. All right. Yeah, I can change the scale and everything. So now I'm just going to go E and S, and I'm going to scale out a ways, and I'm going to pull down. I'll scale out again. E and come straight down. Let's back off and have a look at that and see if the width of that looks like it would support the table. Like that. Let's not do that. Let's go into edit mode. Let's close this off though. E and S and pull in. E and S and pull in. E and Alt M. Maybe I don't even need the bottom on there, you know, because it's on the floor, but I don't know. I'm not going to worry too much. I'm going to bring another edge loop down here, and then I'm going to bevel this edge here. Control B, pull back. We'll get it nice and reasonably rounded. Let's go ahead again and do subdivision surface of 2. We might be going higher than that. Smooth. And this is what I want to look at right here. I want to put even another edge loop so that it looks like there's that. Actually, it's not down that far, is it? There's a little bit. Yeah, so let me pull that up and shift, click and pull that up and see if I get a little bit of that. Yeah, so now what I'll do is I'm going to pull it up. Shift alt and click that edge as well. I'm going to pull it up even a little bit higher, and then I'm going to put another edge loop here and pull down. Okay. Whoops. I'm going to try one down here as well. Yeah. Okay, cool. Okay, any modifications I want to make to this, I can. I'm just wondering. Nah, that's good enough. All right. Nice. I'll possibly use that in the seat as well. So we're going to go ahead and make the seat as well now. Actually, before we do that, let's see what this looks like in the room. This looks a little bit wobbly for, you know, doesn't seem like it would sit on the ground. It feels like the table would fall over. So I'm going to select those and go Control plus, Control plus, Control plus, and Control plus until I see a point at which I could scale Shift Z in. And I just want it a bit wider. Even if it doesn't match the diagram perfectly, I'm okay with that. And I'm going to take all of these edges, Shift Alt and click all those edges, and I'm going to be yanking them up to do that. Okay, that seems a little bit better to me. All right, so now to make the cushion part, I'm going to use a UV sphere. So let's go Shift A, Mesh, UV sphere. And we can bring it so it looks like it's sitting at the table there. What layer? Let's move that back to the first layer so I've got just with the table there. Let's look on the edge of that, and let's go into edit mode and wireframe. And I like to do this in vertex, and I'm going to box select, draw a rectangle around all of those vertices, and X delete them. A to select everything there, and go scale in the Z, and I'm going to flatten this out quite a bit, maybe like that. I'll go back out of wireframe. I'm going to select that edge, and I'm going to go E to extrude. I'm going to pull down in the Z a little bit, like say that. E to extrude, Z. What happened there? Let's go back. Do I get another selection there? All right, good enough. E to extrude, and I'm going to pull it down a bit, but I'm going to scale it in. Scale. And it's probably good enough, but I'll do one more. Pull it down, and I'll scale it in again. I can hold Shift if I want. I'll pull that back up a bit. That's okay. Now, are we open on the bottom? We're open on the bottom. Maybe I don't have to close it. Let's see what that looks like with subdivision surface. Very simple shape, obviously. And see if that's looking a bit too sharp. Shift Alt and click those. I might pull them down a bit. Actually, I might grab that one and pull it down a bit. I do want a bit of a lip there. All right. Now, with respect to the table sizes, these ones look almost the width. I'm starting to think that looks odd. Very small table compared to that. So I don't know if that was an oversight on my part. I'm going to select all that, and I'm going to scale Shift Z. I'll make it more like that. It's still pretty similar. Let's do origin geometry. Okay. All right, well, let's make the next part of that. Let's do Shift S, cursor to selected, and let's bring in a cylinder. Shift A, cylinder with no ends, that's fine. And let's scale it down until it sort of fits. And I want the chair, the cushion, to kind of fit inside that. Just the bottom part of it. I want a little bit of it bulging over, and that. Now these chairs, the tops have, again, 1, 2, 3 indentations, 4 circles to match the table. So first of all, it's not going to be that long, so I can bring it up and maybe kind of like that. Right, something like that. And so we'll do what we did before. 1, 2, 3. 3, right? Yes, 3. And Control B, I'll pull back. I think it'll be different size from the table. Not quite that big, maybe. I'll roll my mouse wheel up once, and I'm going to grab these edges, and I'm just going to hit Scale. I can hold down Shift if I want. I'll just pull it in. I might have to bevel these edges. We'll have a look later, but I'm going to take this one, and I think I'm going to try to bring it in a little bit. I'm going to go E, S to bring it in, but I'll bring it up a little bit. So there's a small rounding there. And I'll take this and I'll close it off. E and S, E and Alt M, merge at center. And I'll bevel this edge here. Control B. Let's see what that looks like with subdivision surface. We might want to be beveling this other upper edge too. So we'll see. And I might be putting on 3, but we'll see. Basically like that. Okay, so that would be that part of the chair. Let's see what happens if I grab this and bring it over. Center it up as best I can. And go into edit mode and scale, A, scale shift Z, maybe a little bit of that. Yeah, we want it a little bit thinner than scale shift Z. And then I'll bring it down and grab this edge here if I can. And I'll just shorten it this way. Bring it up till it touches, and we'll just see if it looks like it's a good stool. I think that's a bit narrow now. In fact, I would like, I think, to just widen. Let's go Control plus, just till we get down to, like, say there, maybe there. See if I can just scale shift Z that, like that kind of thing. So it's a different kind of. Now, I do feel like this is too bubbly now, and so I think I'm going to put an edge loop here, and I'll probably do that on this one as well. Yeah, that was a bit of an oversight. Okay, sharpen that up, make it look a little bit more realistic. Let's see what happens if I bring this down to the floor. Oh, let's bring your head down too. How high it is relative to the table. I feel like it's a bit high. And I think in this case I'm just going to pull it down. I'm not going to shorten everything else. Well, that's all right. That's all right. I mean, a lot of that stuff is just going to be repeated anyhow. I'm not going to repeat it yet until we put some textures on it and see how it looks. All right, let's go back to the image and see what we need to do. Let me do the coffee cup and mustard and ketchup. It's just the same with different colors. The bowl, the posters. Not that hard to do. You can fiddle with this. This has a bit of a line here. You know, you can fiddle with these things as much as you want. I'm just trying to do it on video, and you know, sometimes you make mistakes. You do dumb things, and it's on video, and you feel stupid about it, and you're showing other people what you're doing. But hey, you know, we're just being honest, right? Let's be honest about this stuff. Okay, so what am I doing? Coffee cup? Am I doing it on here? No, you know what? Let's just go to another layer, and let's go Shift C to bring everything home. Let's go front view. Ortho. Okay, good. Okay. Shift A, bring in a circle, but hang on a second. Let's make this 24. Try that. I'm going to scale an object mode. I don't care. Because I know this thing's going to be huge. All right, let's go into that. Let's add solidify. And let's make it 0.04. Doesn't seem very thick to me. Let's actually bring it down below there. That's why. Okay. That's going to be just fine like that. I'll see if I want to bring, well, I'll be bringing an edge loop up anyhow because for the handle. So just put a couple of edge loops like that. Look from the front view and grab these two faces. Actually, maybe I should go ahead and apply solidify. All right, and I'll end up getting that effect. I may be going in here, I probably will. It depends how sharp you want these. Putting an edge loop in there. All right, let's go back to this front view. Select these two front faces. E to extrude and pull them out to make the handle. All right, like that. And then select the side faces, both of them. And I to inset, pull in. And then Control E to bridge edge loops. And might be a little bit narrow. I think I'm going to do that again. Let's see where I'm at. Sides. I to inset, pull them in more. And Control E, bridge edge loops. That gives me a more substantial handle. And I'm okay with that. I'll put an edge loop up here just to tighten that up. Let's have a look at that. And smoothing. 3 subdivisions. Okay, there's my coffee cup. How big? It's getting up there, eh? All right, good enough. Let's move this back to the first layer. Bring back on my table. There it is. Okay, let's put it up on the table. Let's scale it in object mode. Okay. Bring back the scenery. And we could have coffee now. Very nice, very nice, very nice. Cool. All right. Let's do some more. Let's do mustard and ketchup. What I might do is take a copy of that for now out to this layer. What's over here? That's my scenery. Out to this layer. I might do geometry to origin. So the origin of 3D cursor, geometry to origin, and just move it. Just to get relative sizes. All right. I start building this mustard stuff, so it's not humongous. It's a little closer to normal size. Shift A. Cylinder. See what I mean? Scale this down. Close enough for the moment. Let's bring this up to there. No, I don't need to because that's about the level that the coffee cup was at, eh? Okay. Let's grab this upper edge and bring this up. I'm just going to do some really simple stuff here, I hope. E and S, E and S, E, and Alt down merge it center. Let's bevel this edge. Just like that. You know, this is sitting on the table, but I'm doing it anyhow because I want a little bit of a bevel on it. E and Alt down. I could have done both of them at the same time, but I didn't. Okay, so we're gonna have that. The lid, in case a little bit of the neck shows, Alt E and bring that up Bring it up like that. Might even bevel that. You never know. I kind of want to do them all in one piece, in which case I probably didn't need to do that. And I was thinking of grabbing that ring. What do I need the lid to be the same width? No, of course not. The lid is smaller, significantly smaller. Can I take that and scale that in and start to use that for my lid? In which case I might get rid of that stuff. E to extrude and just pull it up. Did that not work? Did I not pull that up straight? I don't know. Anyways, make sure my polys are facing the right way. I know I do need to make it separate, don't I? Because, I mean, you have to have a little bit of a division there. What am I thinking exactly? All right, we'll just do it this way. E, S, E. That work? Did I get any separation? Small amount of separation right there. Okay. All right. I can make this smaller as well. E, S, E, S, E. And bring it up. I won't close it off yet. Okay, so let me just think about this. Let's grab this edge, pull it up, and look under here and say, what have I done? Let's make this the same height as those two. Let's scale Z0. And we'll have that stuff underneath, which looks all funny. That's okay. I'm going to bevel this edge. And bevel this edge. And bevel this edge. And you know what I might do, because we're not going to see this up close, I might just take this and extrude it down like that. And should I close it? Should I just leave it? Let's have a look at this anyhow. It might be too tall. Okay, let's put on smoothing and see what we need to fix. Edge loop in here and put one in here. That might be all I'm going to do, unless I want to do something with down here. Just sharpen. Let's try it. Is that spout too high though? Maybe. Is it? Oh, comes to a point. Yeah, no wonder. Okay, that's fine. X dissolve edges, get rid of that for now. Now scale that like this. This inner one is not going to matter. No one's going to see that, but I'll scale it anyhow just for the fun of it. And then we have this, and that may not bother me at all, actually, that shape. That's fine, that's better. I do feel like it's too long though. That's a minor thing, so let's just fix that then. I'll take that whole thing, I'm just going to pull it down. There it is. Let's it's all one piece. Yeah, that's good, it's all one piece. We can change the size. Let's bring it back. Let's put it on the table. Okay. Bring it in and put it on the table. Zoom in. It might be a little bit too big. Still, yeah, I think so. Scale Shift Z. Too tall? Scale Z even, just minor changes so that if it warps it in some ways, it's not really a problem. Okay. It still feels too long to me. It's probably not a big problem though. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm feeling rusty today with this. It's all right, I mean. Okay, let's look with the scenery. So we got that, and of course I'll just duplicate that for now, and put that there. Move it a bit. We're starting to get up in polys. It's not bad, but we are getting up. All right. Do we need a dish? Do we need a dish? Can I just do a dish right there? Bring in a circle. Let's leave it at 32. Who cares? Where is it? Okay. Let's scale it down like this. Maybe scale a bit more. Go into the thing. Let's try, well, we should fill it. We should fill the thing, and we'll do this. E, bring it up. Scale it out. E, we'll scale it out. We'll see if we have to do more than that. Let's add solidify. 0.04, I'll try. Let's go ahead and apply that in subdivision surface. That's good enough for now, eh? That's okay. All right. In that case, we got the posters to do, but I think I'm going to start doing some stuff. Now, I'm not going to apply any of my stuff, so I think what I'll do is I'm going to copy this and put it over here. I'll look down from the top, and that looks okay to me. But I think what I'll do is maybe I'll make these, whatever I select here, and I know that I haven't stopped labeling things, so I can't select it, and the floor, where's the floor? So I can't select it. So if I now just box select, I've just got that stuff, right? I'm just thinking I might want it a little bit closer to the wall, and then Shift D and make another one. And then let's have a look at what the view might be like. You know, if we do it, so we want a bit of the posters showing. I do it from like there. Or that or something. A little bit of posters like that. All right. That's just about it for the modeling. You know, there was nothing great. It's all good stuff, but I mean, it's not hard. Just, you know, repetitive and inaccurate sometimes, but it's okay. So I think what we need to do now is to start adding some material. So let's see what's going on in some of these ones. I don't need that anymore. Get rid of that. And I think at this point I'm going to move everything to the first layer except for cameras. So what have I not done? How could, oh, because I can't select those. I turn those non-selectable. All right. And there we go. I think I may regret this. Camera and stuff there, that there. Okay. Let's bring everything back to the center. So everything's there. All right, awesome. All right, splitting my screen. No, not doing that. Okay, splitting my screen again. Good enough. With my mouse over here, I'm going to hit T, and my mouse over here, I'm going to hit T to close those. Let's go to the node editor on this side, hit N to close that. I should get my camera going, really, shouldn't I? It doesn't really matter though yet. Okay, doesn't matter yet. Let's select the walls and material and hit new, and that should I better press use nodes. And yeah, let's switch to cycles render. And by the way, let me put on GPU compute and let's use nodes. Let's go over to here. Okay, let's get rid of that. New nodes. Okay, so the walls are going to basically be white, so that's going to be okay. And I think I do actually want to put an environment texture here, and that possibly will help me out. So I'm going to switch over to the globe, and I'm going to click on use nodes, and I'm going to go Shift A, texture, environment texture there. Click that in here, and I'm going to open some texture. Can I find any HDR? Nah. Okay, there we go. And I know this one. It's just for now. And let me hit Shift Z and let's see how. Alrighty. Okay, so we start to see a bit of that. Okay. I do need my camera in here. And I think maybe I will move them. Okay, so here's my camera here. I'm going to hit N, and I'm going to switch to lock camera to view, and I think 50. I'm going to hit 0 to look through my camera, and I'm going to start framing my shot a little bit. I'm going to hit the home button so I can get full screen. Something like that. Maybe a little bit down so we can see a bit of, I don't care if that stool's chopped up, so we see a bit of the posters. And this is the point light, right? Yeah, I just want to be able to see a little bit. And that's not very pretty though. In fact, to see my materials, I suppose I might have to start doing what I'm actually going to do. In which case I am going to go on to my second layer. I'm going to go Shift A and mesh, bring it to plane. Yeah, I'll leave it over there. Where's that camera? There it is. Okay. And I'm going to scale this in the X, rotate in the X like this, and bring this one of these up, rotate the Z a little bit, and I'm going to make this an emission material. Set this at say 5, and then I'm going to Shift D and bring this over. I'm going to bring this one lower and rotate the Z, and I might scale it a bit as well. And I'm going to to make this a new material. Hit the plus. I'm going to make this 3 for now. And I'll look through my camera. I'm just going to leave it at that for now. I'm going to try Shift Z just to see what I can see. All right. Let's not look through the camera, but let's just do Shift Z anyhow. My area lights. I need more. Okay, so let's make this 8. And let's take this one, Shift D, and let's bring it back here. All right, so let's get some other materials going on here. This is the panel. All right, let's get into the node editor here. And for this, let's have a look at in here. No, it's in here. Rooms and household, diner, my floor, poster, seat, wall. All right, I'm just going to use a diffuse and glossy. Sorry, I don't want to look at panel. Where's panel? There we go. Okay, again, diffuse and glossy, but I'm just going to go for that kind of a color, something along that line. All right, so I'm going to cut this, and I'm going to go Shift A and bring in a glossy, and Shift A and bring in a mix. Put them down there. I'm going to connect that, and I'm going to connect this, and oops, sorry, to shader and shader, and I'm going to click this and make this what is it, a dark purple? I guess it's a dark purple. Yeah, and a light purple. Let's make this darker. And this one for the glossy, something lighter like that. Okay, and I'm going to call this panel, and we can all tweak all these ones later. And you can start to see it showing up. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to select panel. All right, just like that. Cool. Let's see if we what this looks like. Okay, that might be a little bit shiny. And so let me just see what values I had there. 0.1 and 0.1. No, I don't think I want that as 0.1. Whatever to have as my fact. Okay. Okay, that's okay for the time being. Let's get out of there. Let's do my panels. I mean wall. I mean what? There we go. Wall. Is this going to be the same kind of thing with gray and white? What did I do about the trim though? Do I have trim? Post seat nodes, wall nodes, wall panels. Maybe I did the same as the wall itself. Okay, as we get the wall in there, just diffuse and glossy. All right, let's do that. Let's cut that, Shift A, and we're going to bring in a glossy node. And we're also going to go Shift A and bring in a mix node. We're going to mix them together, those two together, and they're all going to go to the output. So we're going to grab this and click it into the first shader spot, and this to that one, and we're going to make this just a darker gray. And this roughly can stay there anyhow. And let's see if I like the I had this at 0.4. Like that. Let's see what that happens to look like. All right, let's do the panels the same way for the moment. Okay, let's call this wall. I'll select the panel, and I'll choose wall. And I might want it a lighter color. We'll see. Okay, let's do something else while we're here with these lights there. Let's select one of the lights and come over here and choose under cycle settings, disconnect this, uncheck the camera box so that when I go Shift Z, I won't see them. I'll just see the effects of the light. And this is what I was talking about here. I'll have to work on that. So I'll work on lighting later on. I'm just thinking while I'm doing this that I might actually want that environment. I might actually want that. Let's go Control plus arrow, Shift A. Let's try that. Texture, environment texture. Bring that in again, and I should have it. And Control down arrow. Just want to see if there's any influence. Yeah, that's a little bit more what I'm looking for. Anyhow. See if I can get this to a position where it doesn't reflect off the wall. Or I might have to, in fact, I might lift it above the wall and we'll see if it provides any real light. And if it's necessary, it's not a great place for like a backlight or a rim light, but I'm going to go with that for the moment. Okay, cool. All right, well, let's let's do this one, which is just going to be the metal. Okay, metal nodes, and I'm just going to do it like this. Is glossy with a Fresnel in there, glossy Beckman. All right, so let's set that up anyhow. I'm going to click New. Make sure you come back to this. Chop that. In fact, I guess I don't need that. Let's do glossy. Let's switch that over. And, well, so that's going to go into there. Yeah, that's fine. That's doing fine. All right, I do need a mix shader, don't I? Okie doke. Mix. Yeah, because I need the FAC. And for now, it should be an input. That's going to go into there, and that's going to go into there. And just have a quick look at that. Okay, and it's going to reflect that part. But what I'll do is I'm going to call this metal. And I'm going to select a bunch of things that are going to be metal. Like that. That table, I might be copying that table over, mind you. Okay, just like that. What did I do? That's cute, but not quite what I'm looking for. And then we can you know, decide if that's too much, 0.018 or what, you know, that's fine. But let's go into this. My bowl is in the table. And let's select this top face and choose panel and assign. And I think I will have to try one more time like that, and I'll just do the same thing on this one. I'll select that face and choose panel and assign, and I'll just hit I with the default value, small inset. That may not be what I want for the tabletops. I may not want them exactly the same. I may want them a little bit more bluish. I think I actually do. I also think this is bothering me a little bit. Oops. All right. I think I'll just make another one like that. I'll call it tabletop, and maybe we'll just try a different, yeah, like that, a slightly different variation of it. Table looks like it's a little bit too far into the corner, but I think I'd have to move the position of the camera a bit. All right. Now let's get a camera view. Let's grab these two bowls and lift them up a little bit. Not enough. Okay. Let's close that up and let's have a look now at seat, wall, bowl. Okay, so what I've got here is diffuse and glossy with a layer weight coming in. So let's do that one. Let's grab the cup, back to the node editor, new, diffuse and glossy with a mix shader. And a layer weight, which is, where is that again? Here, layer weight. Facing going into FAC. And what did I use? Bowl and cup 0.5, and everything else is zeroed out. Let's try that. It might be 0.5. That might be all right there. I don't know. I may start just rendering little small sections of this instead of doing it this way. Let's go with that for now. So let's call this bowl. And let's apply that to the actual bowl. And these ones. We'll do a render soon, and I'll be able to fix up the lights. All right, let's grab one of these. Okay, and let's check out the, let's get rid of that. And let's get rid of that. Now this one here, the mustard and ketchup, is a little bit different here. Let's just start with the diffuse and glossy and see if I can get the rest of this stuff going here. So we got that. Okay, so let's do new. So we got our diffuse. And we'll get our glossy going. And our mix. Okay, so we're going to have that part. And we're going to go for a color. I'll make this the mustard one of 0.02, 0.05. So 0.02, 0.05. 0.05, and we'll go for a mustardy kind of color. That's kind of mustard. Okay, so far it looks kind of washed out. All right, so we'll add the rest of the stuff here. So we're going to need a layer weight and a Fresnel, a multiply, and a sign. There's a layer weight. There's the Fresnel. And I believe we'll find under my math. We're going to need a multiply. There. What was the other one? And sign. Oh, sign. Is that going to be under math as well? Yeah. Okay, so we're going to plug in the layer weight, the two facing, into the value of multiply. All right, the value of multiply. Come here. Oh, that's not what we wanted to do. Go over there. Yeah, let's go control full screen. Okay. Then we're going to come out of that. We're going to use value into the value of sign. And the Fresnel is going to go into the other value. That is going to come into the FAC of the mix shader. And let's just see how that works out. If we like that, control down arrow, and we get, oh, not that shit said. We get some mustard. Okay, this should look a little glossy, a little plasticky. Hopefully it will to you. Oh. Okay, and that's I'm going to call this mustard, or something similar. Mustard, and then I'm going to do a plus. Actually, I'm not going to do it that way. Well, I'm going to do this plus. Okay, just make a copy of that and call it ketchup. That way I've already got most of the nodes there. I'm just going to change this to that. All right, so I can choose this one, and I'll make it mustard. Okay, let's get out of the node editor for a moment. So a little bit plasticky, a little bit glowy. Let's do this one is mustard, and this one is ketchup. All right, let's look through the camera. All right, let's take a quick actual render of this thing. Okay, 50% is fine. Let's just, I'm going to bring this up to, let's set at 128, that's fine. I don't think denoise is on automatically, so I'm not going to bother with that. Let's just try F12 and see how she goes. Losing definition in there. It's as if those things are not even showing up. Okay, this is blending into the wall, and this is obviously too far in. Bring that out a bit, bring this out a bit, maybe a bit too much. Try that. Okay, let me have another look at this and make sure I can see stuff. There. Okay. Well, look, we got to get the floor because that's causing a bit of problem, and then we can do a render. So let's go back to the node editor. And we got the floor selected here, so let's come over to the nodes. Let's close these ones and floor. All right, so all we're going to do is put a glossy down, and we'll mess around with that, and a checker texture on there. yeah, I should be okay just with doing it that way. So let's get rid of this. Let's put glossy. Go ahead and connect that. And we'll go to texture. And let's change that to something else that we like. You know, decide what we like. And I want this to be like red, and this to be like white, or pretty close to white. For that kind of diner look. Let's close that up and see. So this is floor. And again, that might be too shiny. We'll see. Okay, let's just have a quick peek at that. And this is what we start to get. What I could do is throw in the that's a better view anyhow. Let's throw in the seat materials, and then I'll do a render, because it's hard to see on this, just a preview. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so this is going to be for the seat. So we're going to have to look at this node setup. Where do I have it? Seat nodes. Okay. So I mean, it's not too bad. Once again, we got diffuse and glossy feeding into a mix shader, and those are going to give us the two main colors. And then we have this texture, Voronoi texture, that's going to create some of the flakes almost, or sparkles almost, of these colors. Okay, and another glossy on top of that. So let's do diffuse and glossy. All right, so we got diffuse. Let's cut that, and let's bring in a glossy, and we're going to make this one nice red. And this was sort of a pinkish kind of color, I think I had. Not sure I can find that again. Okay, and that's going to be going into a mix shader, I believe. Yeah. Okay. We'll go ahead and let's see if I can connect that to there. That's not where it's going to go, but we're going to need another mix shader for another glossy. So we'll just take that out. And that's going to come into there, I believe. Okay, and I got 0.007. 0.007, and the fact for that was 0.85. Okay. So that's glossy going into that other mix shader. Actually, let's take that out for a second. There we go. Okay, like that. That's going to go into there. Okay, and then so we got that part, that part. We're just going to add the texture here. We're going to turn it to cells, all right, which will make these little cellular like things, which will be like the flakes of like sparkles in the material, and then throw a gamma on it to do a bit of a like a color correction type thing. But come out of FAC into that, and then into the FAC of that mix shader. And actually, we could throw in this Fresnel here as well. Okay, so let's do that down here. Okay, and input Fresnel. That's going to go into the roughness there, and let's just check out the value for that. 3. All right, it's quite different than what you would normally get. Let's go out of the camera view and start looking at this a little bit more. See if you can see anything. Let's see what happens if I do this. All right, I'll let that cycle through. and I'll get the Verneuil. Okay, so there it is. We're going to be turning this over to cells, and we need that connected to gamma. Where's gamma? There it is, right there. Lucky. We're going to be coming out of the FAC into that, I believe. And that's going to go into the FAC of that mix over here. And then we just got to tweak this. 750 and gamma is 5. Or whatever size you want it to be. And now it starts looking a little bit better. It might be too candy red. All right, let's close this up. Let's look through the camera. Let's put this material, where is it? This is seat. Over to seat. Where are you? Seat. Seat. Back to the camera view. Now, I'd like to be able to see at least one more of those seats, so I may have to make some adjustments to my positioning. Well, I see at least those. That's probably okay. All right. I'm going to set up a temporary render, so we'll just stop it there and we'll come back because we still got a little bit more work to do, so we'll pause it for the time being while I render. All right, so this is what I've got. I did put on the denoiser. All right, and there's my image so far. Yeah, all right. Well, I could probably live with that to some extent. The lighting is a little bit weird. This table may be pushed in too far as well. Let's just go ahead and do the posters now. Okay, so yeah, let's select this wall here. Shift S, cursor to selected, and Shift A. Bring in a plane. Rotate X 90. Scale this in the Z, maybe in the X a little bit more. Zoom in on that. Let's E to extrude, bring it out a bit, like that. And then I think I'll just inset a little, and we'll do it like that. So I'm going to select that face and look straight on. I'm going to go U, project from view, and maybe I have to be in it, we'll see. Come over to the UV image editor. Let's get rid of the render, and I'll go into that. Okay, so there's that. I'm going to go open and see if I can find my reference images. Okay, good, looks like they're there. I'm going to choose that one, open image. Alright, so that's going to go in there. I'm going to hit new, by the way. I'll call this poster 1. Alright, I'm going to go over to the node editor. And add in texture, image texture here, the color there, and I'll just find the poster, and there's that. The only thing I was thinking of is thinking of doing that. See if I can come up one more and just making like a black background for that. Let's see how that looks. Just like that. Let's slide that towards the wall. So there would be one poster. Let's just Shift D and copy that. Put it over there. And let's take that and call this poster 2. And I think I can just open poster 2 and make sure it doesn't have Charlie Chaplin. So that seems to work so far. And then take this one, rotate Z 90 and the minus. Bring that to the wall and get it roughly a similar distance. Zoom in on that. And this one I'm going to copy, and that's going to be poster 3. Oh, what did I hit? And I should be able to just get poster 3 in there. Yeah. Okay, there's that one. And then I'll Shift D again and do the last poster. Okay, plus poster 4. And let's switch that to poster 4. Save. Let's close this. Let's have a look through the camera. And maybe do that. And just see the bottom of those posters. Okay. I think I'll try another render and we'll come back to you. All right, well, here's my render. I don't know if I'd call this a final render. I probably would do some tweaking of things and maybe some better lighting and stuff like that. But this was rendered at I think a sampling of 300 with the denoiser on, and so looks pretty nice. The colors are a little bit different than the original, but other than that, you know, there it is, my little diner. So thank you for watching.